I think the United States is prescription happy. Patients must be so happy when they leave their doctor's office with a prescription to fix their symptoms.
What do you think they can get? If they're there for about 10 minutes, they're not going to get a good talking to or a good listening to. So you might as well take something that you have in your hand with you and go, oh, I've got a prescription. I'm going to get better. That's right.
Well, the U.S. filled 4 billion prescriptions last year. That's $227 billion that was spent on prescription drugs. That's more than any other country. So these other countries don't even come close.
No, that's right. We're looking at $1 trillion business here globally. It's huge, and it's a business. That's why we have direct-to-consumer ads in this country. And by the way, I might add, there are only 2 countries in the world that allow it, this country and New Zealand.
Well, maybe that's why we're so much further ahead than the other countries.
Well, it's about promotion. When you can get patients to listen to direct-to-consumer ads and then come to the doctor and say, what do you think about this purple pill? Don't you think I should take this one? The doctor's in a place where he or she has to look at that and start thinking of what does the patient want.
Just like when patients used to call you and say, I have a cold, can you order an antibiotic?
Exactly.
It puts pressure on the doctor.
Well, it does. I mean, what are you giving them for what they're coming there for? It's usually a prescription, because what we are trained to do in medical school is to prescribe drugs or technologies or surgeries, because people aren't really coached to take care of themselves with lifestyle that's healthy.
So what are the drugs that are sold the most?
Oh, there are a lot of those. The big 5 drugs that we have are the classes of drugs are the statins, of course, is the most important thing. But then you have things like the purple pill, and then antidepressants, and I can't believe this one, but the 4th leading class is antipsychotic drugs. Do you think that we have a country full of psychotic people that it should be the 4th most important class of drugs?
Well, are they ordering it for other things?
They're using it for a lot of other things. It's a lot of off-label uses.
Well, obsessive-compulsive disorder and bipolar, I think.
Or schizophrenia, but they're using it for a lot of other things as well. They're starting to use it in kids who have ADD. Remember all the stuff? I mean, it goes on. And then the 5th class of drugs is antihypertensives. So those are the classes that are used. And the single most popular drugs are Lipitor, Plavix. I mean, they're the 2 by far.
And then tell us again what Plavix, isn't that used for stents?
That's an anticoagulant that's often used in people who have had a stent put in or who are at risk for having a heart attack or a stroke. And then the next most common drug is the purple pill, and Nexium is the one that gets that award. And then there are some drugs that are used for asthma. It's a combination of long-acting bronchodilators that help you breathe better and steroid inhalers. And then the statins come up again. Crestor is the number 5. So we're looking at drugs here that are selling many, many billions of dollars every year. And you can make a strong case for that there's a lot of brainwashing going on and convincing that drugs are what you need.
Well, especially, you're talking about the direct-to-consumer ads and the ones for the antidepressants, like the Xanax and the Abilify and the Zoloft and the Celexa. We see those on TV all the time.
Exactly. So
people probably go to their doctors and ask for it.
They do. I mean, doctor, I'm depressed. Do you think I need some Prozac or one of the other drugs that are used for antidepressant? And the doctor very often doesn't have time to do the psychotherapy, or
they're not even allowed the time, because I think the insurance companies many times only allow the patient to see the psychiatrist for 15 minutes.
Well, actually what they do is they pay the doctor more relatively for a 15-minute visit than they will for a 30-minute visit. So you might get, say, $75 for a visit that is a 15-minute visit. You might get $125 for a 30-minute visit. So it doesn't add up, and it's not to the advantage of the doctor to do that. So if you're worried about how much you're going to make, you're going to do more 15-minute visits than you are 30-minute visits, because you'll make less. So the economics of medicine becomes a huge thing here.
And then the drug companies are busy because the patents are expiring, so they're busy trying to invent new antidepressants and other drugs as well. And then the patients think, oh, this is a new drug. This is going to be a better drug. But really it just means that you're a guinea pig because the patent is expired.
And they have to do something to replace that income
if they're
going to keep their investors happy.
So they're just testing a new drug on you.
So when a new drug comes out, keep this in mind. Within a couple of years, 20% or 25% of those drugs that are out are either going to be removed from the market because there were side effects that were serious enough that the FDA felt they weren't safe, or they're going to have a black box warning that says, beware of this problem because it's very serious, and if you're going to take this drug, make sure your patient's that you're following them carefully should that develop. Not a good way to do health care, and that's why we need real health care reform.
And you know, many times on this show, on our radio shows and on the Fast Track, and people can find them on our website, drsaputo.com, we talk about lifestyle measures that people can do and in many times not have to take these medications.
Oh, there's nothing more powerful than lifestyle if you want to be well. The effect of epigenetics, a whole new field, which is about how we change our DNA and change our genes through how we live our life, what we eat, how much stress we're under, what we weigh, how much we sleep, whether or not we get enough exercise, and toxic exposures. If we will pay attention to those, the drugs don't come close in their power to be able to make you better from the diseases you're suffering from. So we need to keep in mind that we buy an awful lot of drugs in this country, and we are definitely prescription happy. And as long as we allow the doctors to run our lives that way, we're going to be at risk for those problems.
You know, we frequently, when we talk about what lifestyle measures are, we mention a meaningful purpose in life, which is just as important as the exercise and diet and stress reduction, and getting enough sleep and so forth. But just think about it. With all these people that are depressed, if they had a meaningful purpose in life, maybe that would give them something to be enthusiastic about, to get out of bed for.
It's something to work towards.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's born with the same opportunities. And we have to be thoughtful about the situations that people come from. And it takes a lot of time and effort. And that's why we have people who are on the streets that are homeless, because they can't get that kind of care. The PTSD that occurs from a lot of situations, and not just wars, it's dysfunctional family habits, and the fact that our kids don't really get the guidance from role models that are healthy role models, leads to lots of problems. That leads to lots of diseases, like Vicki's saying, and there's nothing more powerful than lifestyle. So we should be thinking about how we're going to shift from this prescription happy mentality to more about personal empowerment, how we're going to take care of ourselves through a healthy lifestyle.